Hello everybody. This is a short video that goes over a GUI tool, graphical user interface tool, that is discussed in this chapter. The company is called Gluon, and it produces, or it has some plugins that you can install or you can download it directly, which downloads a scene builder which allows you to create Java FX components without typing in any code. It's a GUI tool. So the first thing you got to do is go to this particular URL, which allows you to download the scene builder. So if you click on download now, basically it will take you to the next page, which would allow you to choose what kind of a download you would like to use. As you can see, you have one downloader for the Windows, you have for the Macs, and you have other downloads as well. Now also pay attention that this is also a download scene builder for Java 10, and this is the latest JDK. And in order for you to get or download the latest JDK, you can go to this Oracle page and download the Windows version of the very latest JDK. This is the 10.0.1. However, there are other downloads for JDKs for Macs and Linux. So depending upon what OS or operating system you're using, you should be choosing the appropriate download. Now remember, the scene builder is not only restricted to Java 10, you can also do it with Java 8. So if you already have Java 8 installed or JDK installed, you can also do this one. So I can download the 64-bit version of the JDK, 64-bit version of the scene builder for JDK 8 or 8.0 version. Okay, so it really depends upon which one you would like to use. It would work with both. In my example, I am always going with the latest one. So again, latest for the first 5 or 6 months. The next time it would probably be something different. So I went ahead and downloaded the latest version of the JDK, and then also chose the Windows version of the scene builder. Now the download is a simple process, and I'm not going to spend time going over that. So once I download it, this is basically the scene builder that I see right here. As you can see, the interface shows you the section which would allow me to work, and then you have the inspector and some of the libraries. The first thing I would do is go to the container. Now remember, we will talk more about these things later on, but containers are basically a tool that would allow you to place your component in that particular container. So again, I'm going to choose my VBox container, and I can either double click on it or I can drag it here. So this would create my VBox container. So what VBox container would do is any kind of component that I would place is going to place it vertically on top of each other. So let me show you what I mean. But first of all, in order for me to go ahead and play with the VBox container, I can click on the VBox container, and immediately my inspector would open up the property of this. So the first thing I can do is I can click my alignment as center. So anything that I put on the VBox container is now going to be center. Now if I had chosen top right, then anything that I would place would go onto the top right. So right now I'm going to leave it at center. So right now I have the VBox container. Now I can also go ahead and change. As you can see, I clicked on the layout, so it was kind of hidden like this. So I open it up, and I can go to my preferred width, and I can change my width to 800 or 700 and the height to be 400. So it really depends upon what I would need to do. So I can leave it at 600, and that would give me a container like this. And of course, as soon as I click on it, it would open up my inspector. So here's my layout, and if I want to go into the code, I can open up the code of this. And again, I'm not going to get into that complex thing for right now. I'm just going to play with the layout, which allows me to put my preferred width and height. And again, as you can see, there are a lot of other tools that are available there, but we're not going to get into any of that. And the properties. Now, this is just my container, which is going to be a holder for any of the components that I would like to place. And in here, I would like to place two components. So the first component that I would like to put is text area. So here is my label. So this is my control that I'm going to be putting inside a controller. So again, I can double click this label or I can drag it right here. So as soon as I put my label in, as you can see in my inspector, my label is highlighted and it would allow me to change anything over here. So I'm going to say, welcome to COP 2800 at Daytona State College. Now, here's my text, and I can change the font of my text to maybe bold italic. I can drag my size, and also I can choose a font, and I'm going to go ahead and choose Calibri. So here is my first component, as you can see. Now, let me also add another control to it, and this time I'm going to add an image view to it. So here is my image view, and I'm going to drag and drop it. So as you can see, everything has been stacked vertically above each other, and that's what VBox container would allow me to do. So now it's looking for an image, and as you can see, as soon as the control is highlighted, its own properties opened up, and I can go and search for an image file, and to let you know that I have actually saved 2 image files into that particular folder. So by clicking here, it would allow me to go, again, this is my folder structure. I put everything in C, and then I went to my documents. Again, this is just my folder structure, and I created something called semester classes, semester class offerings, and I would go to summer 2018, and here I created a folder called chapter 3, and in chapter 3 I dropped 2 images. These are all PNG images. So I'm going to open up this one. This allows me to create this file, and then I'm going to go to my image view again, and I'm going to drop another file over here. This is my link, and again I'm going to go ahead and choose this Java image, and that's all I need to do. Now I can also go ahead and change some of these things over here. So if I go to this image, I can go to my layout and change anything that I need from here, or I can click on my text and go to my change any of the alignments. I can also do in my, this is still my text, I can go to my preferred height, I can reset to my default, or I can come to my maximum over here. I can change it to any of the defaults. I can do the same thing over here. I can come in and change this thing to default like this, my fit height to default, so that way even though my width was initially bigger, I actually went ahead and changed it to default. And I can do the same thing over here. I can reset this thing. This is actually the same way, and the default is this. So right now I do have a Java application that I just developed by using a GUI tool, a scene builder tool. And the only thing I need to do is go ahead and file, save as, and I'm going to name this file, and I'm going to call it simple scene builder example, and I save it, and this is my first application. I can preview it by clicking on the preview, and this is how my Java application is now going to look. Now, believe me, there's a lot of code that went in behind writing this Java application, but the Scene Builder makes it really, really simple. Thank you.